Hi everybody, I am Faye from Johnstone.com, Shamanic Herbalist, Reiki Master and author of Plants That Speak, Souls That Sing. Now, as a shamanic practitioner, I work with nature as a spiritual ally, and nature is a source of strength and guidance for me, not just in my spiritual practice and my work, but also for my personal life on a personal level. So I wanted to give you some pointers on how you can work with nature to connect and help you realign with what's going on for you at this time of year. So I'm filming this, I'm out in my garden, it's February, and we've actually just had loads of snow in the UK, and I'm here in Scotland. And at this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, we've just come out of January, and we can often feel in this kind of slump because we kind of know we've got the whole of February to go. And for some of us, the dark, cold winter days are just might be getting us down. And especially, you just don't know where you are in February. You think, we've still got to get through February before we really get to spring. And also, what I find for many of us is that we put quite a lot of pressure on ourselves for January, don't we? We have that whole new year, new you attitude. And by the end of January, we can be quite disillusioned if we haven't kind of reinvented ourselves in the way or had that momentum that we really thought we might have. And actually, for me, I remember last year I was away for most of February, visiting the Amazon in Ecuador for a plant medicine trip. So this year I'm staying put in Scotland. And as you know, it's not one of the warmest of climates. And so what we need to do is we need to get some bolstering encouragement from nature to keep us warm and to get us manifesting the beautiful life that we want. And so what we need to do is, like, even on the coldest of days now, we can actually find the beautiful signs of hope and new growth, that nature is, emerging from the winter. And for me, this time of year is a very, very hopeful time for us, and it's full of potential. So try not to get the snowfall and the frost, try not to let that get you down. It can be a hugely discouraging time if we've got disheartened with the weather and everything. But, look around you. In this garden behind me, which you can't really see, and we've had so much frost just cover everything. But I've had roses in bloom all winter, which is very strange. We've got hellebores and snowdrops, and there's all these little green shoots of bulbs springing up around me. And here in the Celtic Wheel of the Year, we're at this season of Imbolc. And so this is a beautiful, bright bringer of light for us. It's a time for emerging from the darkness as the spring is beginning to take hold. It's only beginning, okay? But there is a sense of awakening, and this is always really exciting. So it's like the winter may be thawing, and the sun, and I've got this radiant sun up there today, it is beginning to take hold. So these are these early beginnings of this pure potentiality and hope for us, that winter is, losing its grip. And it kind of it has these last bursts of big snowfalls and big freezes. But, nature and this point of the year is like trying to say to us, you know what, actually, winter is losing its grip. It's trying hard to stay on, but that sun, that heat is rising, and the plants are coming out. We've got catkins on some of our trees as well. So this is a beautiful message of hope for all of us, this sense of potentiality and the promise of growth. So Imbolc is also associated with the goddess Bridget, actually, and trees like rowan and willow are also found on the Celtic Wheel of the Year. So to tune into this energy, get out in nature and notice where there are signs of life. Don't let yourself, focus on the cold or the frost or the snow that's falling. Look for those signs of life, okay? And if you don't want to go outside, grab a cup of tea, get yourself cozy, and sit and reflect on the areas of your life, your projects, your plans, where there are those little stirrings. You might notice, it's always easy to notice where are the vital forces lacking, where there's nothing, where there's no momentum and lots of resistance, and where things need a bit of an oomph. But just sit and reflect on where is there a hint of this vital force beginning to spark up and grow for you, okay? And you'll find it. And just as soon, just as soon as we'll be wishing to plant the seeds in our garden, what we want to be doing now is be planting those metaphysical seeds to help us create and manifest all that we want to bring forward for ourselves this year, okay? So consider what projects and plans you want to be creating for yourself for the next few months, for this year. And think about it in different ways. Think about what you want to create, for yourself, for your family, and then for your wider community. What seeds are you wishing to sow? What do you wish to bring into your life? And if you find yourself totally blocked there, if you get totally stuck at that doorway of, I don't know, just don't know really, then what you'll be wanting to plant seeds for is seeds of unblocking, seeds of flow, seeds for clarity, seeds for courage to move through your resistance. So there's a beautiful energy of manifestation at this time of year. And so I really want to encourage you to embrace it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some quiet time in my garden, and it's easy for me to do today because it's very sunny. And I've already come to a spot that I like to hang out in for a bit of ceremony because it's tucked away and I know I can light candles and nothing will get burnt down. And so what I'm doing is I'm lighting candles here to honour the life force and the light that is coming through at this time of year. And I've also got my seeds to represent those seeds that I will be sowing. I've also got I've got a bowl of water to represent the waters. And what I really am doing here in my spot here is I'm just tuning in to what I really want to bring forwards and where I would like this potent, vibrant, new sparks of energy that's emerging to come through in my life. So here I am in my spot here, and I've been rattling to connect with the spirits of my garden. I've also got a really beautiful bell here, and this has got a sun on it. So this is sort of reminding me of, this is like for me the bringer of the light, this little bell as well. And I've also set up my spot over there with a couple of candles, some offerings. I've got some snowdrops which I have found in the garden as a beautiful representation of this spring energy. And so there are so many ways that we can connect with these powerful forces and the cycles, the seasons, the natural energies that are around us. And really, when it comes to ritual and honouring, it's not about following a set routine or a ritual or a particular ceremony. Because when we do that, that can become, it's the danger of becoming stale and authentic. So it's really about connecting in with something that feels right for you and where you are in your life right now. If you live in a city, you're not going to be able to come out and set up a nature altar. You're going to have to be a little bit more creative about the way that you honour the seasons and cycles. You might want to find a favourite tree and just sit with that tree for 5 minutes, tuning into the cycles of life and where you are and what you'd like to manifest. So nature is really supportive for us in all aspects of our lives. And it is one of my key supporters and roles in my shamanic coaching work. And I've also written extensively about how to connect with plants in particular in my book, Plants That Speak, Souls That Sing. So rather than actually prescribe you a ritual, I was just really going to talk you through some of the things that I do at this time of year. So I've already said that I always rattle. Or I beat my drum sometimes. That didn't feel right for me today. I feel quite still in myself. So I've also got some offerings, and a great thing to do is so I always have loads of seeds because I seed save, and I'm one of those people who I save seeds and then I don't actually label them. These, for example, is an example of some seeds which I saved. I didn't label. They actually look like calendula seeds, but if you don't label things, they end up being brilliant offerings. So I've got some offerings here, and these can represent the seeds that I want to hold in my hand and put my intention in. I've also got these seeds. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these. I can see those. Those are actually some aduki bean seeds, which I am sprouting in the house at the moment. And I thought, well, these are brilliant because I can hold them in my hand and feel each one of them. So I can really individualize those. And each one of these seeds can be something that I wish to plant, for myself and my inner garden. I've also got some dried mugwort with me because mugwort is she's such a powerful plant. She's a real ally for me. And so I've sprinkled some of her in my kind of zone over here. Let's see if I can show it. There, my zone of love and honoring. This is my zone of, this is the focus of my intention. So I'm going to sit here probably for as long as I can be here, because already my hands are getting really cold because it's winter. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tune into what I want to bring forward for myself, my family, my community. And for me, because I've moved into this new garden, I'm really, really, really excited about working in this garden, which you can see a bit of there. And I know that my work is really going to focus here this year. So that's why it's doubly important for me to actually be physically here in the garden. But really, that's all I wanted to say about this time of year. Tune into it by just awakening your senses to what is going on around you and using that to reflect back as actually what is going on within you. And it's the time of year to really bring forward those little seeds, those sparks of inspiration, and what is going to emerge, what is awakening for you. You might even want to just sit somewhere quietly, or by a tree if you can, getting that support of nature, or sit, yourself in a ray of sunshine with your journal and asking yourself, what is ready to awaken in me? What seeds are ready to be sown? What projects do I want to create? And really, I think sometimes when we get into that space, we can think materialistically at first, almost, and then actually we can allow ourselves to get a bit deeper and a bit more expansive. So go to all those places that are authentic to you, tuning into what am I ready to bring forward, and saying prayers. That's why I'm here in my garden. That's why I'm rattling my rattle and ringing my bell and lighting my candles, because I'm saying a prayer to honor the return of the sun, to honor the frost and the winter that's still there, honoring the snowdrops that are coming up, because I am recognizing that I am part of this creation, that I am emerging too. So what is it in me that is emerging? This is what we're doing. And so for me, I have to get out in nature to do it, because it's so much easier for me. And you might find a completely different way. You might just find by taking a walk outside and noticing that the leaves, the buds kind of starting to form on trees, or we can notice the difference in fashions in the shops. That's telling us, there's a season change. Something new is emerging here. So, that sounds a bit sort of shallow, looking at that sort of trend, but it's a reflection of actually, this is the cycle of the year that is changing, and this is real. It's true. It's energy of the earth which is shifting because of the sun, because of these powerful planets around us and these planetary forces, and just that remembering that we are part of the planet. We are a being with life, and that vital force is running through us. And so tuning in, tapping into that, finding a way. It might be that, you think, what, I need to shift up my diet a bit. In fact, it's weird because I've just been doing that exactly the same. That's exactly what I've been doing this week, and I didn't realize I've had this shift of, you know what? I really felt that I'd been eating a little bit too much of the whole stodgy carbohydrate, I must keep warm, I'm a bear in my winter cave kind of food. And just this week, I was like, you know what? I need to eat a bit lighter. And that for me is a reflection of, my body is recognizing this shift that is happening. And I know it's only a little shift because we've still got February to go. We haven't come to, the spring equinox yet. I mean, that's really, truly when we're going to be like, woohoo, we are ready for the spring. But this is just that awakening. So connect in a way that you feel right for that awakening. I just wanted to show you I use these little candles that I found, which are brill because they're tiny little candles. So you can use tea lights, but I've got these candles. They're kind of like the size of ones you put on a children's birthday cake. And they all come in bright little colours. And so for me, the ones I've chosen for my space are, I've got a red candle, I've got a white candle, I've got a green one, and I've got these two. So for me, this is all kind of fire, energy, recognizing the heat, the inspiration. And each one of these candles, we're not just lighting a candle going, I just lit a candle. Each lighting a candle is a blessing, is a prayer. And we can put our hopes and desires and what we want to manifest into these as well. So if you want to know further about how to connect with the cycles, or you're interested in going a bit deeper and really working out how nature can help you, I offer shamanic coaching, which really helps to get you to helps you create a map to help you achieve a vision, a project, an objective, or something creative in your life. So if that's interesting for you, then get in touch and just find out more at fayejohnstone.com. Blessings for you. Bye.